funny.
Yeah, 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 they are.
But yeah, I was. Yeah, I'm close. I mean, the adjustments that I've got are correct. I'm just not. I just wasn't using them correctly. I was tired Thursday night.
Yeah,
Leaning on them is not a good idea because it's
no,
really.
yeah. I know. I don't know how many other of the guys here have been in that experience where they, broke a foot or an ankle or something and had to use crutches. But man, it's until you figure out how to use them, it's like
Right.
you think it's no big deal, but it's a bigger deal than you think.
Yeah, and we're not spring chickens anymore.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Arms,
Yeah.
my hands are so tired.
Yeah.
Anyway, how's everybody else today?
Hey, it's Saturday. I'm happy.
Right?
I've got a cold, but anyway, so, and I hope it's just a cold, so we'll see.
Well, you got a COVID test,
right?
didn't you?
I did. I just got a COVID test this morning. So, and of course I've been vaccinated, so I'm not really worried, but the symptoms are the same for both nowadays. So you gotta be careful.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm actually starting to wonder once we're vaccinated, if it isn't actually to our advantage to get exposed to the natural virus, because like being exposed to the nucleocapsid might have more general coverage than just the spike protein.
Who knows?
I don't have any desire, even if it's a light case, I don't have any desire to get it.
So Dana, it looks to me like we've got a quorum. Harry's not here yet, but he'll pop in.
Okay,
I'm
well, let's
sure.
get started. I'll call this meeting to order. I'm recording it. And first thing is approval of the July 3rd minutes, board minutes. Has everybody had a chance to go over them?
Yes,
Okay.
I have.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
I can move that.
A second?
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, that's approved. All right. Actually, before we get into the reports, I think you all got Larry's note about Bruce Bunting. And so we should hold him up and his family up in your thoughts and prayers as he's fighting for his life right now in the hospital.
The name sounds so familiar. Did I meet him before COVID? I just was came to a few.
He's been with us all along.
He's one of our leads.
First step in the seat.
Oh my gosh.
Generally basically right in front of you.
Oh.
That's Bruce.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
So do we know the last time he was at rehearsal?
Yes, we do. He was there on the 29th.
Yeah.
Of August.
Of September, of July. July.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Well, a week and a half.
And then
he was there for Chris. Yeah.
And then, well, things have been going on mentally for him for several weeks. I talked to Kathy Sue 2 weeks ago, and she was telling me, things that were concerning her, which is why he was going to be tested for dementia, and, things like walking down the hall to the bathroom, but opening the closet door, getting up out of his chair and just kind of doing a circle and sitting back down. Little things, forgetting names. So poor guy, it's starting, and then the COVID hit him. So keep him in your thoughts.
So we might want to discuss briefly if we want to let everyone else in the chorus know that Bruce has COVID. And for those that were there during that last rehearsal, I think we were masked up pretty well.
Yeah.
Well, we were outdoors.
And yeah, outdoors.
I wrote to the board figuring we should discuss it first. I didn't want to, send it to everybody yet. Although Kathy Sue did tell me that it was okay to tell the chorus about it. I mean, she doesn't anticipate him coming back, certainly, but until she knows who or where he was when he contacted the virus, I think it'd be a good idea to let the guys know.
I think it would be a very good idea, even
They
though
doing-
we sang outdoors. I wasn't there. The new Delta variant is very transmissible, much more so than the old one.
Larry, is Kathy Sue doing some contact tracing?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
she
we-
will let me know if, once she knows anything, she'll let me know.
Okay, good.
So at this point, should we just let the guys know Bruce's status and then wait for any further information on the contact tracing?
I would say sure. It's better to be informed than to
And be
Find out.
surprised.
the hard way.
Okay. All right. Good. I'll put out a note to the chorus.
Sounds good.
I would not mention dementia because that really hasn't been diagnosed. I would just
Yeah.
keep it to COVID.
Right.
And Larry, if you talk to Kathy Sue, and if he does recover enough to come home, Betty and I would be happy to talk to her about this whole issue. And help her if we can.
Sounds good. I'll
Great.
let her know.
Great. Thanks, guys. Okay, so let's move into our reports. Dave Morley, finances.
All right. Not much is happening in the treasury, although since I put out the report, I've had to write 2 checks or write 1 check. I did pay, excuse me, I'm having trouble talking. I did pay the rent from July through December. Dave purchased some casters for the risers to bring them up to date. Boomerang sang at Aegis somewhere over in Danville or wherever it was. And so we got some income from that. And we got all of $7.77 from Google. And then we paid coaching, Chris Aber for $200 for coaching. Since then, I wrote a check for $40 and it'll show up on the next report. $40 to the Santa Clara County to renew the DBA, the Doing Business As,
Oh, right. Right.
for our name, Palo Alto Mountain View Chapter Barbershop Harmony Society. As you know, our legal name, or you may not know, our legal name is Palo Alto Mountain View Chapter SPEBSQSA. So any other name we have to have a DBA for. And so this one expired, and so I wrote a check to renew it.
So Dave, we do have a $200 payment coming from Sunnyvale, Sunnyview Retirement Community that has not arrived just yet. I'll check on that this next week. And that one is a $200 payment for the performance we did on July 28th.
Is that being mailed to you or to me? I thought it
You
was
know,
gonna be mailed to me.
they have your address as the mailing address, but I will
Yeah.
just verify that it has been sent.
Speaking of addresses, we need to check on the PO box
Oh,
in
shoot,
Mountain
yeah.
View. Because I believe that is defunct. And I can probably, you have a key, I believe, Dave,
I believe you're right.
and maybe we should put this off. This isn't really a treasurer decision, but that really, well, we have 2 legal addresses. That's one, PO Box 255, I think, in Mountain View. And with the IRS, I use my own personal address as the legal address. So we need to decide whether we want to keep the PO box. And if we do, somebody needs to check it once in a while.
Yeah, right.
Why would we need it?
Because to be honest with you, that's the address on our checks. But
Okay.
you're right. We really don't need it. But
I mean, how much does
Larry?
it cost to get new checks printed? Not that much, right?
oh,
We wanted to drop
at
it.
least $100. I mean, yeah, it's and it doesn't. But if we were to do that, if we were to get new checks printed, what address do we want to put on? I
Yeah,
don't want to put my own home address on it
Right, right. that's
because I may not be treasurer forever and ever and ever.
yeah. Good question. Yes, Larry.
Well, one thing that just came to mind, could we please, during our Zoom meetings going forward, raise our hand and be called first instead of just jumping on somebody? Because one guy talks, another guy jumps in, the first guy disappears. So let's try to remember to raise our hand and be called on first before we speak.
Yeah,
Dave,
thank you, Larry.
I've got, and this is a board thing, but it's a treasurer thing as well. I know that we're almost out of the singing mass. Should I order more? What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yeah.
10 more.
Yeah, I promised
think-
one to Matt Bloom, who will be joining us in September.
Okay, I will order
It's good to
10.
have them.
I'll order 10 more
Give-
today.
Given the fact that we have one of our members just came down with COVID who attended a rehearsal, yes, I think you should.
Okay, I will order 10 more today. And lastly, Dave, I do have I'll send you the receipt later on today. I purchased a microphone for our director to use at rehearsals. So I'll send you that receipt.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Paul, you raised your
all
hand.
right.
No, I'm nothing.
Okay.
Okay, going over the
Elliot,
I
budget.
just
Oh,
wanted to, I wanted to, how much those masks were pretty expensive, isn't it like, is it $600 or something for 10 masks or what was it?
What?
How much? How much?
The masks are about $20 a piece.
Oh, two, okay.
I bought 30 of them originally. It was $600 something. So I think 10 more would be a good idea.
okay, Elliot,
I was just going to say for Larry's benefit, Larry, I agree with your comment about butting in, but you should go to your view on the upper right and select gallery, and that way you'll see everyone.
I always keep my screen on gallery. My point was,
Oh, you may have had someone pinned. Okay.
it's just, no, nobody's pinned. It's just Dave Morley was talking and somebody blurted in, which cut him out. It's
Oh,
just
I see.
the Zoom etiquette that we learned in the first 2 weeks of using it. Let's use it.
amen.
All right,
So Dave,
I will continue excuse me, I will continue the treasurer's report. On the other report, the budget report, we are within budget. And I guess all the way down, we're not getting as much from Google as we usually do. Of course, we don't have as many Google members as we have had in the past. I don't know what.
Well, I think
questions?
my hand's up, but I think that the
Yeah,
deal
there you
is that neither Blaise nor Mark have submitted. Blaise was supposed to have submitted his hours to Google before going on holiday. I can't confirm that he did that. I am highly confident that Mark has not submitted all the hours he put in for everything that he did for Valentine's Day and Mother's Day work on the videos and stuff. So I'll sit on those two guys and see if we can't get them to, because that's a bunch of money.
It is.
But I have another question, Dave,
Yes.
and that is in looking at the the budget, the dues, it says our actual so far is 640 and our budget is 1,600. Is that about right for this time of year?
I just literally this morning got another 300 in dues, so that's 940 halfway through the year. So
Okay.
it's about, so we're over half, and if you include the 300 that I just got deposited this morning, yeah, we're over half. It's
about right.
tracking.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, tracking.
Anything else, Dave?
Nope, nothing else.
Great, thank you. Chapter development.
If you would add, I guess one question, if you would add later on in the meeting, what do we do with the PO box?
Oh, okay, I'll put that in. New business. Okay. Elliot.
Okay, I don't have a formal report this week or this month. We've been averaging 21 and a half people per rehearsal.
I like
do
the
my
half.
best to keep track of attendance. And
Hey, are you considering the half person Rick? That would not be nice.
no, it wouldn't. Yeah, so actually it comes out to exactly 21.5. I think the meetup, it's been attracting people, but it hasn't been bringing them in. So I'm not sure what we can do to improve that. I know there have been problems. I know we've had problems because of COVID. I mean, I've had people say they're going to come and then bail last minute because they're worried. And then there's the case of Michael Sherman, who just does not like singing with masks. I've alerted him to the fact that we're rehearsing outdoors, which I think is a good thing. But it hasn't seemed to turn him around. Dave, I don't know whether you reached out to him at all.
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess beyond meetup, it's a matter. I know I personally am doing everything I can to recruit people. I met someone who I think is a good prospect for a base, and I think he'll be coming out soon. I know he's away next week. But yeah, I think Mike's been prodding me to start doing more of an effort to reach out in a concerted fashion to likely places where we can find people and build relationship, including churches, high schools, colleges, enterprise choruses, like Google, Facebook.
Elliot, I did talk with Nigel as well. He dropped me a note saying that I think it was something COVID related, like caution related. But once like he's still engaged and excited. He's just waiting for things to settle down before he's back.
Yeah. And I know he's also had some, family. I know his father-in-law has been very ill,
Yeah.
but that seems to, last time I spoke to him, he was hopeful of coming out soon. But yeah, I'm really not sure how to approach this reaching out thing, but maybe putting together, we have a music committee, and maybe there should be some sort of membership or relationship or outreach committee that would include people who might have contacts into these different areas. People, I don't know. I'm sort of at a loss, but I mean, in terms of time, I've certainly not been able to do very much on my own. So,
It's a difficult thing. Is that Mike
Yeah,
O's
yeah.
hand up?
So there's at my work, there's several people who have a cappella experience, and I've got one who's interested in coming. I talked to him yesterday, and he said, well, he's worried that he won't always be able to make it to rehearsal because something might come up late at work. He's new at the company. And I told him, well, you are allowed to occasionally miss. People know that things come up, right? And also you can push back on the other side and say, look, I've got this rehearsal coming up. If you need something for me, get it to me early and that sort of thing. But maybe we can encourage, those of us who have workplaces to try and ask around there, because I think it can be fruitful.
yeah, I mean, I was very hopeful about Google. I think Facebook is another. There's someone whose spouse, I think, works with Facebook.
Mark Tabri's wife works at Facebook.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think one of the challenges is that most of these tech companies are not yet fully back in the office. So you still got this distributed situation. Elliot, do we have a presence on Bay Area Acapella?
Not that I'm aware of. Matter of fact, I'm not even aware of Bay Area Acapella.
John, you were about to say something, Mr. Wanless?
I've used that. Yeah, I'm on that. It's a matter of just posting something. It's like a chat.
Yeah, it's a Yahoo Groups. I think if that's the one we're talking about, BA Acapella.
Yahoo Groups is out of is phasing out. So I can check that if you want. But essentially, it's just a chat group. We have never gotten anybody through Bay Area Acapella or Bay Area Choral. There are two that are active. It's just never happened.
Mm.
So.
It's worth giving a shot, though. I was thinking of Nextdoor, which is much less targeted.
We
But,
did, or we actually have not. That one we did. That's again a question of posting to it. That we had some inquiries at Nextdoor, but it still never happened. So
Yeah,
it's worth a shot. I mean,
this is the statement. It's worth a shot. We haven't done any posting, to my knowledge, in the last year and a half. So let's try some stuff. Also, we have a show coming up. And something like Nextdoor or BA Acapella could be great for getting presence in the community, even if we don't get just getting our brand out there a little bit.
So I just checked Bay Area Acapella, and the contact email there is an S. Salmons. Who is that?
oh,
Steve Salmons. He's our former director before Sean.
Maybe somebody should update that.
what do you mean update that?
Or let them know that the contact information should be changed.
Oh, I see. That's the contact information for Peninsulaires.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty dated.
So who's going to do that?
I'll give it a try. I'm not sure how to do it, but I can try.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about. You're saying it's just a Yahoo chat group, so I mean,
it's not. I don't see it as Yahoo. It's on sites.google.com.
yeah, some of that transferred over, right?
I mean, I can investigate that.
All right, so Elliot, you want to investigate? Let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and
Anything
I'll
else,
also
Elliot?
look into Nextdoor. So far I've been using our meetup website as a way of attracting people. So for example, when I that person that I met, I got his email. I sent him something with a link to the meetup because it has all the information. If anyone thinks there's something more effective, like our Facebook page, I'm open to ideas.
Great. Thanks, Elliot. Marketing, Larry.
So in line with what we've already been talking about, certainly, I'll start getting more active on Facebook, getting new fresh things on there. We got a show coming up, so I'm going to ask Dave K to get together with me so we can start putting a marketing plan together for the show. But by all means, I mean, like Mike says, we'll try everything we can to try to get some interest. We'll just have to see what happens. It can't hurt to try. So we'll get I'll work on Facebook and get some more weekly information out there. Maybe we'll catch some eyes.
So Larry, do you think Facebook would be a good thing for me to point to now? If I'm to provide one link in something I post to Nextdoor, for example.
It can't hurt. I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff on our Facebook page already. It's not like if we link to it, it's going to be, a blank page. There is stuff there. There's photos, there's videos, there's yeah, by all means.
Yeah, so maybe I'll list both.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we can list the website too, but nobody uses them.
Let's go with the raised hand thing. People want to talk. Dave.
So Larry, we've got the plan to do this video thing for I'm going to Live Till I Die to use as promo for the fall show. What do we need in the way of equipment, if anything, other than what we already have to capture that? And then I guess we got to figure out as a group if we're going to do this inside, which we we best do, I would think. When can we, without masks and costume and the whole thing? I mean, we gotta figure that out. So we should probably start. Do you have any feel for how you want to approach it?
We can certainly do a simple video with the equipment we've already got. Of course, the inside thing is going to be a problem because it'd be kind of silly to go inside with costumes on and then wearing masks. One thought I have might be, instead of setting risers up in the parking lot, maybe setting them up in the patio just for that particular evening. Move tables around and set up in the patio or on the lawn facing the building, because we will get a better sound if our sound is kind of enclosed. We currently don't have a lighting guy because he lost all of his lighting in the fire, Santa Cruz fire.
Oh, that's right.
The only other idea I have, other than just having a static camera, would be to try to do something akin to what we did a couple weeks ago with the chorus photos, and just have a couple, 2 or 3 different people that have decent cell phones that could take video, and or snapshots. I mean, we could create a simple 30-second advertisement clip, and get
right, using still shots and the audio track.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And some like mock interviews and stuff like that, and have the song over in the background. Gonna live till I die in the background.
Do we need to purchase some lighting? I mean, we're gonna have shows. It looks like we're gonna have our future performances at the Elks Club for some time, maybe we need to purchase some lighting.
It's not a bad idea, but I would tend to go with a rental service first, because that usually means
Yeah,
when you rent lighting equipment, that usually means there's a guy that sets it up and actually operates it for you. So that's where I was thinking, knowing that Jack doesn't have the equipment anymore. Dave Kaufman, who always does our sound, he's been pretty good at running the lights as well. I have no idea what purchase of lights and controls and cables and towers. I don't know what that would be, but I'd be willing to look into rentals, because they're out there, man. There's all kinds of companies.
yeah, but maybe the cost of renting and the cost of purchase, if you rent twice, it pays for it. I mean, I think we should investigate both.
Okay, I will add that to the list of things that I can do, because I can't do nothing else.
Thanks, Larry. All right. John Wanless, any program updates?
Yeah, so I've been tossing around in my mind, and also I've actually talked to the Peninsula Harmony Chorus about doing another virtual song. All right. And it's an SATB thing. It's available. There's somebody who actually did it. I can share my screen. It's called, Still the One. All right, done by, and it's an SATB barbershop arrangement. And they've actually committed to learning that song so that they will be able to sing and, provide, sort of an anchor chorus, for the thing. There is, it's just because of the pitching in SATB, it's going to be hard for people to get high enough, but other than that, so what I'd like to do is, is have an opinion, if you have it, it involves some kind of time commitment. I haven't sent out an email. I have already got technical people who say that they'll, my wife will do the video, the audio. I've already lined up Diane Walter, who did the audio for the last time, and I'll ask Valerie, and I'm sure she'll do it as well. So anyway, so that's, and that would be certainly within a few weeks,
That's great. Sounds interesting.
What was the name of the project?
Still the One. You can look it up on YouTube. I actually have it up if you want me to play a little bit of it. But
Is that a Huey Lewis song, right? Still the one.
Yeah.
Still the one.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're still having fun. Okay. Cool.
Let's hear it.
Share it, and I can show you the video that's already there. Host is disabled screen sharing. So
I thought it was. How's that?
let's see. Now I can do it. All right, so I'll show you my desktop. Okay, and share sound. Make sure I do this right. Okay, so you should see my desktop, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so you can see it. It's this one.
Sounds good.
One, two, three, four.
We've been together since way back when. Sometimes I never want to see you again, but I want you to know, after all these years, you're still the one I want whispering in my ear.
New Orleans.
And you're still the one. I look at your face every day.
Okay, so I'll stop it there. All right, there's you can all see it. It's, all you have to do is search on YouTube for Still the One Barbershop, and you can find it. And you can go through the whole thing. It's relatively long. It's like 3 minutes, something like that. I've already obtained permission from the Barbershop Harmony Society to do this. So that was one stumbling block, last time. So there is that has already been done. Let's see, let me stop sharing. Okay, so that's the status of the thing. So,
Great.
but it would be nice to have people who would agree to help out every so often. I can certainly, there were a lot of you guys who participated, and that was great, and it would still be under PCVC, which is Peninsulaires Virtual Chorus. So, okay. Yep.
Thanks, John. Dave, question.
So the thing about this, John, that I think is really cool, two things. One is I like that song, and it was Orleans that did it. And I just looked that up, and not Huey Lewis. But the other thing is that we have, I guess, 2 signed up members, and well, at least 1 signed up member and 1 member to come on as soon as he comes back to California, that were really introduced to the Peninsulaires through this virtual course thing. We've got Peter Anderson, and we've got Matt Bloom, who's coming on, who was doing things with the virtual course, the SATB course. And then, not that he didn't know about us, but he got really into us through that. And so I think it's a great thing, and it's proven to help bring people to the Peninsulaires. So, it fits right into Elliot's bailiwick. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Ditto. Well, that's a good segue right into your part, Dave.
Cool. So I sent out my report. We started the Armed Forces Medley, as you saw this last week. Chris Aber's coaching was phenomenal. And, we did this thing on Thursday where Mike said, "Hey, what did you get out of last week? What'd you get out of last week?" Still only 7 people have put their thoughts up on that Word document, or it's a Google Doc thing that I put up there, trying to capture people's concepts. So I don't know if we'll get any more or not, but I thought that was a great experience. We can bring Chris in regularly. Mike C and I talked about this possibility of something like every 6 weeks or something like that, 4 to 6 weeks. So Chris Aber is on vacation now. He'll be back in a couple of weeks. We'll think about something maybe in September to bring him back, which would be great. So I'll keep you posted on that. And not much else. I have reached out to the leadership at the Elks to see if there's any, what I told them is to please keep me informed if, as the Santa Clara Department of Health makes any changes or outreach or information to them specifically about what they can and can't do as a location, a facility that offers rental of facilities and everything, to keep me informed so that we're sure that we're adhering to whatever the protocols are. Haven't heard anything back. There may be nothing to report at this stage of the game, but I just want to let you know that I'm on top of that, so that if there's anything that comes up, we'll be able to respond appropriately. And then one other thing, just to tell you guys, because it's the way that I'm, for this next week, this next Thursday, I'm looking to bring the risers much closer to Pretoria Avenue to get them way down toward the front. Larry, I believe there's power out near the flagpole, because I have that lighting there. I'll check on that, but I think there's power out there in terms of where we can plug in. I want to get further away from the residents. We didn't hear anything negative, but as we do this week after week, I think the further away we are from the people that live on the other side of that fence, the better it will be. Good neighbors, shall we say. So we'll bring that down there and see that. Yes, sir. Larry.
Make sure you take a look to make sure there's an electrical outlet out there. I don't know what lighting is like out front. So
Yeah, I don't know either.
Well, I know there is some lighting, but are you talking about not under the canopy, right? The entrance canopy in that area?
Well, just down toward the end of the driveway, of the parking lot. We could go in that area by the canopy, but I'll check it out a little more when we go to set up. But we have a few options. But further away, I think, is the thing that will be better.
We might find less distractions out there as well. We had cars and people moving around, taking our eyes off of our director, so that might be helpful as well.
Yeah. The other thing, just Elliot had mentioned something to me a week or so ago, and one of the things that was that we noticed, especially in the second half of the rehearsal on Thursday, guys who were looking to kind of follow when we did Armed Forces Medley, and they were looking to follow along with the music. They had taken their smartphones out to try to put some lighting, whatever. And Elliot had suggested maybe it would be good to get some kind of ambient light thing that can go up behind the risers to allow the people on the risers who need to refer to something to have a little bit more visibility. So I'm going to look into some things that might be battery operated. Yeah, Larry.
We've got stands for our big PA system.
Yes.
2 of them. We could put those up and even do string lights behind the risers.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Right. Or just some simple clamp on lights. And that would certainly shed enough light behind us so we could see the music. So I just want to throw that idea out. We do have some hardware that could help.
Perfect. Cool. Thank you. Dana?
Yeah, and then several of us probably have these head lamps that you on an elastic band. Those work fine too.
When you go camping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially during 16 tons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my report. Any comments, questions, etc.?
Well, Dave, I want to thank you personally for all the work that you did in setting up the Sunnyview opportunity. That was really great. I want to thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome.
Okay, well, that's the end of
Mr. Valencia has his hand up.
Oh, okay. Larry.
Mike Kading might address this, but Dave, I wanted to ask, Mike brought it up the other night and actually at the last board meeting. Are we going to be looking into sit down, you're rocking the boat?
Yeah, we've already purchased it.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, we've purchased the tracks. The tracks are already up. We've purchased the charts. The charts are not available for download. They have to be sent to me in hard copy. They will be here when they get here. Mike C has what he referred to as a handwritten copy of the chart that we're going to temporarily upload so that there's something to refer to. And then as soon as the hard copy comes in, where we purchased 30 copies, as soon as the hard copy comes in, I'll scan it and upload it.
Cool, thanks.
All right. Do I hear a motion to accept the reports? Dave Morley, a second. Larry. All in favor, raise your hand. All right, so the reports are accepted. Yeah, on the old business, the only thing was the board nominating committee. And so Dave, have you guys met at all yet?
Yes, yes, the Dave and Terry and I are the three guys on the, I'm only talking because I know Mr. Morley was on mute and I wasn't. But yes, the three of us have met. We are moving forward. We expect hopefully within the next 2 weeks to have clarity on the candidates for the 2022.
Great. Thank you, Dave. All right, then moving on to new business. First item I had was preparation for and promotion of the October performance. Is there anything that we need to discuss on the board at this point? Yes, Dave.
I just think we need to make sure that the mindset of the chorus is that we're going to do this thing on October 23rd. We may get a curveball thrown at us if the Delta variant accelerates and the county of Santa Clara goes back to, oh, we can't do things indoors and all that kind of stuff. There is that possibility, but I think we need to have the mindset that this is going to happen and everything will kind of settle out and we're going to be able to do it in the manner that we have identified to do it or planned to do it at the Elks, indoors, with dinner, all that kind of stuff. And be able to be flexible if we have to adapt to at the Elks outdoors with more sound and different lighting and stuff like that. But we really, I think we need to be moving forward in the direction as a board to make sure that we're putting that concept out. Mike, you have a question, Michael. You're on mute.
Yeah, so are we going forward with the idea of doing it indoors with masks, which is
No.
only be allowed to now? No.
No,
Okay.
it's either
That
out
seems
indoors
very-
without masks or outdoors.
Yeah.
Or not at all. If they say, no, you can't bring 200 people together in a group, you know. The only thing that I think we need to chat about, and Dave Morley, this kind of pertains to you when it comes to planning ahead for this. As we start promoting the event and taking payment for tickets, if we are sidetracked by the county to not be able to deliver, are we in a easy enough position to refund the ticket prices? Now, we could say, oh, we'll hold on to your money and we'll do the show later, but I would be less, I don't know if that's the right approach. How do we handle that if we get sidetracked? This is just one of those if things.
In the past, I have written checks, personal checks to everybody. We eat the cost of, you know, however they charge a PayPal or Sprite or whatever. We eat that cost and we refund the entire ticket price. And I write a check to everybody, and I don't know how else to do it.
Can you refund it onto their credit card?
I don't believe so, because all I get is a deposit in I don't even know
that's
their
right.
credit card number.
That's right. You just get that. Right. Okay. Okay.
I just get a receipt of their deposit. I have a name and an amount. That's it.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that if there is some reason that the show can't be delivered at the date that we've identified, we will fully refund the ticket price to those people who have purchased tickets. So Larry, is this something that should be mentioned in our any of our marketing stuff, or do we just sort of like sidestep that question? I don't know what the right answer to that is, but I want to talk about it.
I think we don't need to advertise that you'll get a refund if the show is canceled. Look at how many people buy concert tickets, and the concerts were canceled. Some of the promoters went with, here's a refund. Some of them said, hang on to your ticket, we'll give you a new date. So I wouldn't push for any sort of verbiage saying, if for some reason the show can't be done, we'll give you your money back. I think it's kind of in my opinion, it's a common sense thing. If I pay for this but don't get it, I'm going to get my money back.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Good, okay. And then if there's food involved.
Yeah.
Dave, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're going where I was going to go.
Yeah, if there's food involved, that's a bigger deal than we might think. Usually we have the 2 performances. Are we still thinking about 2 performances or just one?
Yeah, I mean, it would be our standard thing. We'd have the afternoon performance, the ice cream social kind of a deal, and then the evening show with dinner. So we're going to need a couple of things here. We're going to need somebody to take care, to really run the kitchen. In the last time we did a show was 2019. Okay. And Sean Abel's brother, who is a chef, managed the kitchen that year and the year before and the year before that. Okay. So we don't have anybody quite like that I know of in our hip pocket to run the kitchen, especially at dinner, get the salads ready, get the lasagna done, whatever that stuff is. So we need to figure to get that coordinated. We also, if we're going to get a feature performing group, whether it be a barbershop group or a non-barbershop group, we need that to be kind of looked at. We only got 10 weeks now from today for this thing happens. But what Mike C and I were talking about this a week or so ago and figured we'd bring it up today. What we don't really have is a show chair that could act as the czar over the thing, and then work with other individuals to make sure these certain things happen. So we normally have a show chair. We don't have a show chair, but an actual designated show chair for this event. It would be nice to get one that I could collaborate with. There's just a lot going on that I would be challenged to hold that post personally. So we can either ask somebody on the board or we can ask somebody else on Thursday night, but we really need to get somebody to kind of like be willing to hold that job and be the coordinator. Paul?
You're on mute.
Is it possible to like drop the food part of this performance? I mean, just to keep it simple, I would say there's a big chance that the virus is going to come back, come up again. And even if it's not, I mean, we do shows without food, and let's just makes things easier for ourselves maybe, and just drop that portion of it. It's a big deal, the food part.
It's a lot of work. It adds some cost. It's what the Peninsulaires have done at their fall show since, God, I don't know, since as long as I've been there, my 17 years. And Dave Morley, you've been there longer, so I don't know how far it goes back. But so I don't know. Could we not offer a meal? Sure. Should we not offer a meal? That's open for discussion. Any thoughts about that? Comments? John?
What's our decision date like in terms of prep in order to like buy the food and stuff like that. I mean, like it would
10
be on the
days
market,
before, 10 days to 2 weeks before.
and it would be, but it would be on the marketing materials, and it would decide the pricing, right?
Well,
Yeah,
it would be in the
ticket
marketing
price
material.
is changed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Larry.
John Wanless had his hand up.
No, Larry, John.
John.
So classically, our shows have lost money and our cabarets have made money. Right. And what
Right.
what it amounts to is that the food and the ice cream social attract patrons to our shows. And actually, it might be even double or maybe even more the number of people who come. And my own family, my son in particular, always wants to go to a show where he's eating. So just keep remembering that. And also, and so if we want to do it as a money loser, then we should decide on that. But certainly, and Dave I'm sure is going to say the same thing when is it because his hand is up. But that has been one of the bigger attractions for our fall show.
Dave?
I couldn't agree more with what John just said. That the cabaret has always brought in the most money, and we've well, we didn't budget anything. I'm looking at the budget for this year. We didn't budget because we didn't know whether we were going to have it. But we've always made in past years. We've made $4,000 or so. In 2019, it was 4,500. 2018, 4,100, and so on. And I think John's right. It's people like to hear us, but they really like to come and have social time and eat dinner.
And the ice cream social in the afternoon, they bring the younger people. They bring the 10-year-olds, and so they're going to have cake and ice cream, and they're buying a ticket too. So yeah, so that's a problem. Now, what about one of the other things we tend to do is this the raffle thingy? That's proven to be useful to us in this event too. I can't think of a year that we have not done that in the last 12, 15 years, Dave.
And we usually make about $500 or $600 on the raffle. So the numbers that I just rattled off, about $500 of that is a raffle.
Got it. Mike O.
So is there a world in which we do food outside? Is that on the table?
If the performance needs to be outside, they've got those picnic tables, and they have other tables that can be put up out there anywhere. So the ability to have the food provided in an outdoor setting is there if it's necessary. Does that answer your question? John.
Okay, that was done. It has been done. We've had food catered actually and served outside. That happened at Coverly at least once in
I remember. Yeah.
house in I don't know, Saratoga, or I forget where it was, but we had somebody who offered their house and they catered it, and we had food. And also, our barbecues have been outside. So this thing is something that could be considered as an alternative. One of the things that and I don't know what the catering thing is, but as I remember, they still made money because we charged more than we obviously spent for the catering.
The Mike C.
Hey, if we're thinking about outdoor performance in the back, we just need to be aware that we need to do something for the trailer park back there.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll give them discount tickets to come and eat dinner and be at
Yeah,
the party or
something
something.
for relationship stuff.
Yeah. Larry.
Larry,
In preparation for the last cabaret, there was a point where we weren't sure if Sean's brother was going to be able to work with us,
Right.
and John Wanless just said it. We could raise ticket prices by $5 and hire a caterer to handle it. That would take that whole kitchen thing and our involvement in serving our visitors, lay it all on a catering company. That's one less thing we'd have to worry about.
And we could
Yeah.
do something,
Yeah, go ahead,
Paul.
Paul.
and we could do something besides lasagna, maybe.
yeah,
Yes, we could, but it's
But we had it catered once before and I don't know, it didn't work out that well. As I recall,
I remember the one you're talking about. Then there was some lack of communication between the catering company and us relative to the food and the timing and stuff like that.
yeah. My wife's got a lot of experience with this kind of stuff, so at the risk of volunteering her, at least I can have her look into what catering possibilities there might be. And the other thing is, it's nighttime in October. It's going to be cold outside.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I saw Elliot's hand up.
Well, I was just thinking about like taco person to come and prepare tacos there.
Yeah,
Mike C likes
Mike.
that.
Mike C.
That's always fun, you know.
I think the most important point is to get a show chairman to coordinate all this stuff, because we probably got
Yeah.
5 or 6 different like project streams that we need to work through this, and start working food as a stream, start working feature quartet, featured performer as a stream, venue and contingency, kind of all the things. I think finding a show chairman is most important right now.
Okay, well, I'll raise the question. Anybody here
What the hell
present
happened here?
want to step up?
I would, but unfortunately I won't be at the show.
Yeah, Elliot's going to be out of town. Well, that doesn't mean you can't plan it, but
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
so we can mention it this Thursday, and in the meantime, I'll be coordinating with Larry anyway on the marketing side. And Larry, can you reach out to Dave Kaufman just now, just to kind of see where he might be available for that, and then just to kind of give him a heads up?
yes. I've already talked to him. He'll be ready to work with us.
Fantastic. Thank you. And yeah. Well, the Elks already know that that's the day. I've already secured that date with them. So yeah. Oh, and I guess Mike C said something about this, and that had to do with, and I kind of mentioned it too, if we're going to get another performing group to be the like a headliner, if it's going to be some quartet that's barbershop, either a men's or a women's, top, strong quartet that's reasonably local. I don't know anybody in that realm. I happen to know Julie Starr sings in a quartet and is supposedly pretty good, but I don't know anything about the barbershop quartets and who's what, and I don't know names of groups. I don't follow that personally, so I'm not the guy to be looking at trying to decide who might be an option. I don't know if any of you guys have any clarity or follow who the who's are, and therefore might be able to do an outreach or two to see who might be available for a show at that time and what the cost might be. So if there is, it would be nice if somebody could do that.
So let's do this. I know a bunch of groups. I know a bunch of contact points. I will be a contributor onto the featured performer committee of two. I need somebody who can like basically I send some information. I know what pricing should be. I should and stuff like that. I just can't kind of coordinate all the communications. So I just need a communication helper.
Paul?
Got it. You're on
You're
mute, Paul.
When we were planning that last show, we were gonna do that Western theme one. I was looking into that and but it got canceled. There were a couple of groups that I had, and one in particular was really see, you know, they were from local groups. I forget which one it was. Master, no, I don't think it was.
Well, there was Velvet Frogs out of South Bay,
Yeah, that was
or
one we
South,
were gonna have.
which
but
is
there
which
were
is the one
some-
we contracted.
Yeah, but there were some young groups that I'll see if I have notes on that. You probably
Yeah.
know who they are, Mike. But there were a couple, and there's one in particular. They were an award-winning young group.
Yep.
You probably know their names, but
Yeah, I mean Newfangled Forest down there. There's probably I don't know, call it 5 to 10 groups on my short list. Um, I could probably narrow it down to 3 to 5 real easy ones. The core
I'll look and see my note if I can find in my
Yep.
notes who this group was.
So Paul, could you help Mike Kading on this? Be his helper?
Oh, okay,
There you
Yeah.
go.
yeah, I'd love to work with you on that, Paul.
okay.
Thank you. That takes
All
care of that
right.
one.
Yeah. Short-term performance opportunities, we've already done one. Is the San Jose Giants still on the table?
They have not gotten back to Al Ward since, you know, we had sent out an original, hey, we're interested, and they gave us some dates in July that just, we couldn't get we couldn't get a complement of singers that would allow us to have voices in each part.
Oh.
So we were looking at doing it at a later time. And the options were in September. And so he sent it and said, hey, can we, are any of these options available? And he has not received any response or reply from anyone at the about that. So that's a no. It does not
Oh.
look promising. So the other one that he's following up on is the farmers markets, and apparently our historical contact with the Palo Alto Farmers Market is no longer associated with the Palo Alto Farmers Market. And it turns out that the Palo Alto Farmers Market is in fact part of this network of farmers markets that has a central booking kind of resource for the entertainment that appears at the farmers markets. And depending upon which farmers market you go to, like the one in Campbell, they'll have four, maybe 5 groups somewhere along the line. But Palo Alto is now wanting to work through that mechanism as well. But Larry has not been able to get whoever the new designated person is to respond to him about booking a time for us as a historical performer. So we are, that's where we stand on the farmers market and the Giants.
Thank you, Dave.
I don't
Anything
know
else?
I don't know if we have any other opportunities that are right in front of us. Nothing's come across my desk. Mike?
Yeah, so I know I asked this before, but I don't remember the answer. What about Sunnyvale? Are they part of the network?
Yes, they are part of the network. Yeah, I've looked into them before.
All right. Well, that's all I had on the agenda for new business. So let's transition into,
I had one topic that came up Thursday for new business, or I don't know how you want to handle this, Dave, Dana, but the possibility of a picnic.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
I can say something about that to the degree I have sent a message to the scheduling person at the Elks saying that we are looking at doing this and having a picnic outside using the barbecue pit, et cetera, et cetera. And we were hoping to try to do something in either the months of August or September. Could she take a look at her calendar and let me know what dates are available? It would be like a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon thing. I haven't heard back from her yet. I expect to Monday or Tuesday. So as soon as I hear back, I will let everybody know.
Thank you, Dave.
No, there is one thing I was talking to Terry Blumenthal about, and that is based on the way that the Elks is licensed with the state of California to provide alcoholic beverages to members, et cetera, or guests. It would not be possible for us to bring our own beer, wine, stuff like that. You can't bring our own stuff. We can bring our own soft drinks, but we can't bring our own alcoholic beverages. That violates their licensing. So we'd have to, if anybody wants a beer or cocktail, they have to purchase it from the Elks.
So that would require hiring a bartender, I guess, right?
Well, the bartender is Terry Blumenthal, so I guess we'd be all right.
Okay. Dave, Marley.
We need to talk about the PO box.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Hey, before we go forward, like what's next step on the picnic? We're like determining a date in the next week or so.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from the Elks as to which dates are available so that we can secure a that date for the usage of the facility.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
I'm hoping to hear back Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, Elliot, I can probably get 6 guests there if we can make this happen. There's a like I'm excited about the possibility here.
Larry.
We've typically done this as a potluck, so that's also an exciting thing. It makes it easier to just meet up, bring some food, and eat and drink and sing.
Right.
Sure.
Maybe I can convince Jim Turner to come back and barbecue the ribs.
Oh, absolutely.
Great. Okay, we're going to move into the PO post office box.
You know, that excuse me, but that might not be such a bad idea. Jim may want to come back for something.
You never know.
And you can reach him at his phone number.
Yeah, no, I speak to him regularly.
Okay.
That's
All
great.
right,
Hope he's
so-
doing well.
Let me give you the little background of PO box. PO box we've had forever and ever. The post office in Mountain View puts a bill in the PO box that they're expecting me to pay. But if nobody goes down and checks the PO box, then I don't get the bill. And they don't forward it to me at my home. They put it in the PO box. So what that means is that the PO box expires. And right now, I think it is expired. And if somebody sent something to the PO box, it would get returned because it's not been paid for. So we need 2 things, or we need 1 thing. We need somebody to, on a monthly basis or every 2 weeks, stop by the post office in Mountain View and check the PO box. That's now, how do we use the PO box? It's on the checks. And so that's how we use it.
It's also been on our website as the location for us. So anyone that's sent the Peninsulaires anything, it's been on the website too. And we have received donation checks at the PO box, because that was the address on our website for the Peninsulaires. So, yeah,
Mike C,
no, Mike,
Michael,
Mike O.
Is that the one, is that the post office on Hope Street?
yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm willing to check it.
Oh, cool.
Well, there you go. Thank you.
I have the key here
So-
somewhere. I will get you the key.
so the next step then is, I need the key. And I'll go down and I need to go down and beg them, find out if it's still available, because they might have rented it to somebody else, because I haven't paid the bill. And find out what the bill is, and there will be a charge for renewing it, which I've done before. So why don't, first step is, Dave, you need to get me the key. And I'll go down and see if there's anything in it that's even, that's ours, I don't know. And
Okay.
I'll go down and check to see if it's available. And then, Michael, I'd be happy to give you the key, and you check every couple of weeks, just stop by, see if there's anything in it.
All right, so I guess that's it. We still have the PO box. We think. If we don't, then Dave's going to renew it. And
Right,
give us an update if we can get the old PO box back.
right.
All right. Mike Kading, do you have any comments that you want to make?
Yeah, I was really excited about the work Chris was doing on Thursday, 2 Thursdays ago. I definitely think we're going to bring him back, like we said, in the kind of September timeframe. I think we're we got to get kind of laser focused on our core opportunities and threats. I think setting ourselves up for a great October show, even if for reasons outside of our control we can't have it. I think we plan and execute towards that. Just keeping in mind that contingency of who knows where we'll be with COVID. Also, I just want to see like a really strong recruiting and marketing push. We've got we need to be realistic about our membership. We have lots of guys sitting down these days, lots of guys with health issues, and just like let's get that engine cooking. The possibility of a picnic is very exciting and really great. The possibility, I mean, we've talked about like, hey, let's do Facebook ads, let's do TikTok videos. I just posted a video of my quartet singing a tag just to try to get some content. Share that onto the Peninsulaires page. Like let's just we got to push hard. It's beyond the let's consider doing this. I'm like, we got to do this. Still being very positive about the trends and the trajectory, but let's accelerate it. Let's get some fire in our bellies to get to the next level. That's what I got. Thanks, everybody.
Great, thank you, Mike. Well, let's transition to the good of the order. Paul, would you like to start out?
Well, yeah, it was a real high point with Chris with us last week, and gave us a lot of energy and helped us with our sound and our last this last week our meeting was with Mike was I thought was really good. So things are going well. It's nice to have this Zoom meeting, and that's all I have to say.
Thanks, Paul. Dave Morley.
The good news is that I've been enjoying traveling in our new motorhome. Bad news is that it means that I do miss some chorus rehearsals. I'm looking forward to getting over this stupid cold that I've got now and coming back this Thursday. So that's it.
Thanks, Dave. John,
So to me, it's getting to feel more normal, and the more normal it gets to feel, the better I feel. So at any rate, that's about it. I mean, it's a return to normalcy is good.
right. Mike O.
Yeah, am I on mute? No, I just want to say that I'm really happy about the trajectory of the sound. I think that's coming together, and I feel like I'm singing better personally, which I always really like. Looking forward to doing a little bit of traveling at the end of the month. Yeah, just about the normalcy thing. I feel like, we should stop trying to think of COVID as a risk that's going to go away. We should learn to accept it as a normal risk, we can get sick and not die, and that we should be willing to take that chance. That's my feeling.
Thanks, Mike. Elliot.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about the progress we've been making musically and singing wise. I know personally, I just think we're sounding a lot better than I've heard in a long time. That's my main thing.
Thanks, Elliot. Harry.
Well, I think it's impressed me, not only just recently, but over the whole COVID situation, is the adaptability of the group. I mean, I think there's just been such tremendous uncertainty that there's uncertainty now. I do agree that COVID's probably going to be with us forever. It's just going to be how, in the end, it's mitigated and how we learn to live with it. But I think, not only with all the challenges, we haven't just stayed alive, but I think we've improved. As others have said, I think our sound has improved. I know I've improved personally, and it's just impressive how we just keep going and actually progress in spite of everything.
Thanks, Harry. Dave K.
So I've noticed that in the last several weeks, especially, that there's a lot of unplanned quartetting that goes on at the rehearsals before and after, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm real excited to see that. I think that with it, as everyone else a number of other people have said, the sound is improving for the group, which, in my opinion, is one of those things that will attract more members to us, because we're not just a bunch of guys hanging out that, can't carry a tune. We're actually singing in harmony and ringing chords. So that's going to be really, very good. I do want to call out that I think Mike C has been his adaptability to these changing environments and adapting to the improvement in the chorus, which then has pushed him for improvement as a director, has been really, really wonderful to see. And so thank you, Mike.
Amen to that. Larry.
I agree with Dave, and I feel that this latest new thing of getting together and quartetting before rehearsal, break time after, but also the fact that we've included it as part of the program. it's giving us an opportunity to raise our confidence in ourselves, and it's giving us the opportunity to get immediate feedback. And I think it's one of the greatest ideas that we came up with. We kind of played we were a little serious about it the first couple of weeks, and now it's getting a little bit more relaxed. But I think everybody is relaxing more with it, and they're more confident and in their desire to get up there in front of us and sing a tune.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's awesome. I'm having a blast doing it, and I think I know my quartet is having a ball, right, Paul?
So I've
Thanks,
always
Larry.
wanted to be in a quartet, Larry, and this would be nice if this works out. It's fun.
You bet.
Great. Well, I want to echo Larry and Dave Kay's comments about the quartetting. This is the first time I've really done any quartetting with the chorus, and I've been with you guys 7 years, and it's really enhanced my enjoyment and my confidence as I improve my ability to blend in with the guys. And Mike, thank you so much for encouraging that and developing our sound. And I'm really enjoying myself now. It was really great. But Mike, do you have anything else you want to?
Yeah, keep on keeping on. I love the growth. I love the enthusiasm. Yeah, adaptability is our middle name these days.
Great. Well, thank you guys. And I think that's it for our meeting. Do I
Very
hear
cool.
a motion to adjourn?
I think you just do it,
All
don't
right,
you?
we're done. Thanks, guys.
John Wanless, can I call you in a few minutes?
Yes. Give me
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. Bye, everybody. See you
Bye-bye.
Thursday.